Have you ever felt just stuck, trapped by a decision you made a long time ago? It's almost like there's this invisible chain tying you to a job or a project or maybe even a relationship that you know deep down isn't working anymore. Well, today we're going to investigate that feeling. We're going to uncover one of the biggest psychological mysteries that messes with all of us.
Okay, picture this. You're an hour into a movie and it is awful. The plot makes no sense, the acting is just painful to watch. Every single part of you is screaming, "Let's go," but you stay. Why? Because you paid 15 bucks for that ticket, and leaving now feels like you're just throwing that money away. We've all done it, right?
But here's the thing. That feeling, that need to see it through, it's not actually about the movie at all. It's a sign of a really powerful cognitive bias, a sort of glitch in our mental software that convinces us to keep pouring our resources into a losing game. And this little glitch doesn't just apply to bad movies. It influences some of the biggest, most important choices we make in our lives.
So that invisible chain we're talking about, it actually has a name. Psychologists and economists call it the sunk cost fallacy. Sometimes you'll hear it called escalation of commitment. But really, it's just a fancy way of describing that all-too-human tendency to throw good money or time or energy after bad.
So let's break that down. A sunk cost is anything you've already spent that you can't get back. Money, time, effort, it's gone. The fallacy, the mistake in our thinking, is when we let those unrecoverable costs dictate what we do next, even when all logic is telling us it's time to cut our losses and just move on.
So why is this trap so dang effective? What's going on inside our heads that makes it so hard to just walk away from a bad situation? Well, it turns out our brains are hardwired with a few key biases that all team up to keep us stuck. And what's really fascinating is how these things create a perfect storm in our minds. First, there's loss aversion. Psychologically, the pain of losing something feels way more intense than the pleasure of gaining something of equal value. Then there's cognitive dissonance. It feels terrible to admit I made a bad choice, so to get rid of that discomfort, we tell ourselves, no, it's the right choice, I just need to try harder. We also justify all the effort we've put in, and to top it all off, we're worried about what other people will think. It's a really powerful psychological cocktail that keeps us hooked.
Now, this isn't just some textbook theory. The sunk cost fallacy shows up in the most critical parts of our lives, and it often does some serious damage when we're so deep we can't see a way out. So let's take a look at some of the most common, let's call them crime scenes, where this fallacy does its dirty work.
And as you can see, these traps are, well, they're everywhere. You see it in finance, where an investor keeps pouring money into a failing stock, desperately trying to make it all back. You see it in business, with a founder who sticks to a failing plan just because they've already invested so much. But for most of us, this fallacy hits closest to home in our careers and our relationships.
And this really gets to the heart of it, doesn't it? When it comes to our personal lives, the sunk cost isn't just a few dollars. It's years of your life. It's emotional energy, shared memories, everything you've poured into it. We get so fixated on justifying that past investment that we completely forget to ask the most important question of all. Is this making me happy today?
And the real cost of staying locked in? Wow, it's staggering. It goes way beyond just being unhappy. We're talking about chronic stress that literally makes you sick. We're talking about sleep deprivation that clouds your judgment. And over time, it leads to this slow, painful chipping away of your confidence and your self-worth. The bottom line is, the cost of staying is your own well-being.
Okay, so if focusing on the past is the trap, then what's the escape hatch? The antidote, it turns out, is a complete, radical shift in perspective. It's about learning to ignore what you've already lost and instead focusing entirely on what you stand to gain.
This table right here, this is the whole game. On the one side, you have that past-focused, sunk-cost mindset. The question is, how do I make this past investment worth it? But the key to breaking free is to shift to the other side, the future-focused opportunity cost. That's the value of the better thing you're giving up by staying put. The crucial switch is to stop asking about the past and start asking, from right here, today, what is the best path forward?
And this is the single most important idea to take away from all of this. The moment you have to make a decision, every single prior investment, whether it's $10 for a movie ticket or 10 years in a career, is gone. It's in the past. It is completely irrelevant to the choice you have to make right now. The only thing that truly matters is which path, starting from this very moment, offers you the best possible future.
So, this all sounds good in theory, right? But how do we actually do it? How do we break that invisible chain in the real world? Well, here's a clear, actionable escape plan you can use to start challenging this fallacy in your own life. This 4-step framework is your key. First, reframe it. Forget the past. If you weren't already in this situation, would you choose to get into it today, knowing everything you know now? Second, get some distance. Ask yourself what you'd tell a friend in the exact same spot. It's amazing how much clearer things become when it's not our own emotional baggage. Third, make it a simple comparison of the future. What are the potential future benefits of staying versus leaving? And finally, be proactive. For any new big project, decide on your exit criteria before you start so that your emotions can't take over later.
I absolutely love this quote because it cuts right to the heart of the matter. We're all taught that persistence is this amazing virtue. Quitters never win. But that's only half the story. Persistence is only a good thing if you're actually heading in the right direction.
And that's why we have to completely redefine what quitting means. Walking away from a bad situation isn't weakness. It's a courageous act of self-awareness. It's a strategic move. It's having the strength to choose your future happiness over your past ego.
So as we wrap up, I just want to leave you with this question to really think about. Take a look at your life, your job, your projects, your relationships. Is there an invisible chain, a sunk cost from your past that's secretly writing your future? And what incredible things could you gain if you found the courage to finally let it go?